could you believe me when I said I love you, when you know I've been a liar all my life?
You've had that reputation since you was a youth.
You must have been insane to think I'd tell you the truth.
How could I believe you when you said we'd marry?
Why, you know I'd rather hang than have a wife. I know I said I'd make you mine.
Now wouldn't you know that I would go for that old line?
How could you believe me when I said I love you, when you know I've been a liar?
You sure have been a liar.
A double-crossing liar.
A double-crossing liar.
Oh, my dog.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? You know, I do a blog about very serious things all the time because I'm complaining or I'm furious about some injustice or disgusting thing that somebody did somewhere. But today, I want to tell you something about somebody that to me, has been a hilarious character all the time. There's a lot of morons who have been taking Hillary Clinton seriously. I never have. So every time I see her lie again, while everybody else is astounded and all the papers are writing about an unbelievable lie they caught her with, I knew it's a day's work to her. This is the way she lies almost every day. But if you're a devoted liberal and you have to have a Democrat to believe in, you become blind and stupid, or you become a complete moron, and you don't notice or hear or see anything that a maniac like her says or does. This woman is a sick maniac. You have to be a complete degenerate to tell so many lies so often and think nothing of it and say it with a straight face as a natural way of life. You have to be composed of nothing but sicknesses. No normal person, you wouldn't talk to a person and you wouldn't go near them. And you would consider them people who belong in a sanitarium. If you every time a guy spoke to you, lied to you about one thing or another, not about frivolous things or meaningless things, anything, no matter how important it is, turns out to be a complete fabrication, a fraud, or a degenerate lie. By now you know exactly what I'm talking about because it's got headlines all day for the last 3 days.
I remember landing under sniper fire. There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get into the vehicles.
She told you exactly how she was flying under bullets when she came into Bosnia and their lives were endangered and they were running for their lives when they landed. Oh my God, it was the most dramatic thing. She told it in her book. She told it in a speech, in a written speech.
I made a mistake in describing it.
Now she says she misspoke. How do you misspeak from a written speech? Are you trying to say that she can't even read? Do you want a person for president who can't read straight? How do you misspeak when you're reading from a paper? She said that piece of paper, exactly what she did. She was running for her life. Then a comedian by the name of Sinbad, a well-known comedian who happens to be a black person who supports her and traveled with her and came there to Bosnia with her. And he said he doesn't remember running for anybody's life. And then she made a fool out of him.
I know you recalled, ducking under sniper fire, and Sinbad, in his account, who's on the trip, he said that the most dangerous part was remembering where he was going to eat next.
He's a comedian, Jeff. He's a comedian.
Then pictures came out, one after the other, of her landing and giving out flowers and more flowers and talking to children and walking around and having a good time. Then she said, well, that was a little after I landed, but they were still hiding and we were still running and they were still denying it. And they compounded one lie after another. She and her campaign managers told you a lie again. That the comedian didn't know what he was talking about, and the pictures don't prove anything, and the fact of the matter is they were still running for their lives. So she lied a second time and a third time. Then what do you think happened? Then they found more pictures, 100 pictures of her walking around with servicemen and having a good time, laughing, enjoying. Nobody was ducking, hiding. Everybody was partying, talking, comedy, laughing, and having a good time. It was a celebration. It was like you went to a bar mitzvah, and instead of a bar mitzvah, they told you it was a bombing or a flood or a disaster. It was a bar mitzvah. It was a party. It was like a wedding. Everybody was enjoying themselves. And this sick yenta now keeps claiming, I misspoke. I misspoke.
I remember landing under sniper fire. There was no greeting ceremony, and we basically were told to run to our cars. Now that is what happened.
Thank you.
Isn't that amazing? Her husband didn't know what is, and she doesn't know what a lie is, and she doesn't even tells a lie about the lie she told, and now compounds it with a new lie, 12 different forms of lies about the same thing. And now they resurrected another million lies. She hear what she just said? Well, I misspoke once. I never misspoke before. Now they found 300 other lies. I don't want to go into them now. Look it up, or I'll tell you in the next blog. There's a list of lies in every paper and on every station today, about 100 different lies she told 1,000 different times. Now you still love her, you still depend on her, you still want her to be the president of the United States. She'll probably declare a war, not even though she did it, and say I misspoke again. And then she'll tell you she won the one. She doesn't remember saying it. She was talking about a party. She is a sick yenta, and you're nuts if that's who you support. Think if you're a normal person and you could support a maniac like this.
We landed in one of those corkscrew landings and ran out because they said there might be sniper fire. I don't remember anybody offering me tea on the tarmac when that was happening. The welcoming ceremony had to be moved inside because of sniper fire. I remember landing under sniper fire. We basically were told to run to our cars. Now that is what happened. I made a mistake in describing it.
How could you believe me when I said I love you, when you know I've been a liar all my life?
You've had that reputation since you was a youth.
You must have been insane to think I'd tell you the truth.
How could I believe you when you said we'd marry?
Why, you know I'd rather hang than have a wife. I know I said I'd make you mine.
Now wouldn't you know that I would go for that old line?
How could you believe me when I said I love you, when you know I've been a liar?
You sure have been a liar.
A double-crossing liar.
A double-crossing liar.
Oh, my doggone cheating lie.
You said you would love me long.
So what?
And never would do me wrong.
Stop bending the suit.
Faithful you'd always be.
Me? Why, baby, you must be loony to trust a lower than low two-timer like me.
You said I'd have everything.
Get hard.
A beautiful diamond ring.
Ha, ha, ha.
A bungalow by the sea.
A bungalow yet? You're really naive to ever believe a full of baloney phony like me.
Why, I sure must have lost